Φίλοι μας, γεια σας. Καλώς ορίσατε σε μια άλλη έκδοση της εκπομπής «Κουβέντα με το Βασίλη». Αυτή τη φορά ο καλεσμένος μου δεν είναι εδώ στο στούντιο, αλλά εγώ θα είμαι στο γραφείο του. Μιλώ για τον εντιμότατο πρωθυπουργό του Οντάριο, τον κύριο Doug Ford. Ελπίζω η συνέντευξη που μου παρέθεσε την ημέρα που κατετίθετο στην Επαρχιακή Βουλή ο νέος προϋπολογισμός της επαρχίας μας να βρείτε αυτή τη συνέντευξη ενδιαφέρουσα. Μέχρι την άλλη φορά, γεια σας.
Premier, I truly appreciate the opportunity, especially on a busy late like this, with the tabling of the budget. I know how your time is limited, especially today, so it's a special honor for me and GrecaTV to host you on our show.
Thank you, Bill. You're always welcome here.
Thank you. I have condensed some of the questions because of the economy of the time that you need today.
Yes.
So I'll start by saying that I went into the Premier's website
Yes.
and I read the following. We have a plan to build Ontario so that our great province is the best place anywhere in the world to live, work, and raise a family. Signed, Premier Ford.
Yes.
And it continues, it says, as our province grows, we've got an ambitious plan to build Ontario. Now, I'll just abbreviate the lines here. Rebuilding Ontario, working for workers, building highways, keeping costs down for you and your family, supporting our health system so our province and economy can stay open.
That's right.
How far does today's economic budget go in achieving these goals of your government?
Well, I think it was a really thoughtful and balanced budget. As you see, tough economic times around the world and affordability everywhere. You have two choices when you're in this situation. Either stop spending or you continue spending on stuff like infrastructure. Infrastructure will last 50 to 100 years. If you have a little deficit, that may last a year or two. So we believe in investing in the people, into our province, and into the infrastructure that will help us over a number of decades. Be it roads, we're putting a tremendous amount of money into building highways and roads and bridges and subways. So we're really focused on the infrastructure.
I didn't have a chance to read the budget today.
Yes.
So is there a new aspect in it that didn't appear before in budgets?
Well, I think we have a very strong plan moving forward. I always look at the economic side, and right now we're an economic powerhouse around the world. We're seeing massive investment in the EV sector, over $28 billion, the tech sector, tens of billions of dollars, and the pharmaceutical life sciences, $3 billion. So people are coming from all over the world because we've created the conditions and the landscape for companies to invest. We reduce the cost of doing business by $8 billion every single year. We've never raised a tax on people or on businesses. We create new revenues through growth, and there's over 700,000 more people that are collecting a paycheck that have a job today that didn't have a job 5.5 years ago. One of the stats I really like is last year, manufacturers here in Ontario have created more jobs than all 50 U.S. states combined. And we're just so blessed to live in a great, great province.
Now, forgive me for the length of the following question,
No problem.
especially with the preface. As I say, we gotta save some time.
Yes.
You call the Ontario health care system broken,
Yes.
with reference when your late brother was in the hospital.
Yes.
Is it still broken? That's part of my question, and I continue. You have been accused of attempting to privatize healthcare in the province of Ontario when in August 2022, you suggested additional private deliveries of healthcare in order to supplement existing public healthcare in response to a hospital staff shortage throughout Ontario. And in May 2023, your government passed Bill 60, also known as the Your Health Act, to allow private clinics to perform more surgeries, including cataract surgeries, minimally invasive gynecological surgeries, and eventually knee and hip replacement.
That's right.
And procedures, including MRIs and CAT scans, covered by OHIP. How certain are you that these new measures will go a long way to fixing our health system?
Well, first of all, when we walk into our office, there was next to zero investment. We had broken down hospitals. We had hallway healthcare. We always have more work to do. I always say continuous improvement. We spent over $21 billion more than any other government. We're building 50 new hospitals or addition to hospitals all around the province. We're investing $50 billion. So the workers, the healthcare workers can walk into a brand new hospital and they have the latest and greatest equipment. We have the lowest ratio of patient to doctors, family doctors anywhere in Canada. We still have a lot more to do. We're number one on that. We have the lowest wait times for surgery backlogs in the entire country, but we still have more work to do. Now, we'll never, ever, as long as I'm Premier, will you have to pay with your credit card. You'll pay with your OHIP card. What was happening within the system, there was opportunity for neurosurgeons and other doctors, orthopedic surgeons, I should say, orthopedic surgeons, that weren't getting the time in operating rooms. And they now, we encourage them to do it, put a clinic beside the hospital. You still have to work at the hospital, but you can perform knee and hip replacements and cataracts.
And OHIP will pay for it.
OHIP will pay for it. Last year, Kensington did 18,000 eye surgeries, cataract surgeries, and that helps people, and no one has to pay out of their pocket. They pay with OHIP. What we're doing, we're expanding and broadening the opportunities for people to get surgeries quicker. And I had a letter from a lady, a senior, that said, now I can read my grandchildren's stories because I went to Kensington and I had my cataracts taken care of. Or someone that's been in pain in their knees or their hips for 2 years, waiting for surgery. Now they can get it once these clinics get up and running within months. So it takes the backlog and the burden off the hospitals. It allows people with serious surgeries to be able to get into the hospitals, use the operating rooms a lot quicker than what we're doing. Since we've taken office, we've registered, these are big numbers, 80,000 new nurses. And we set a record last year, again, 17,500 registered here in Ontario. Over 10,400 more doctors are registered here in Ontario just over the last 5 years. We're building medical schools that the province never built medical schools in decades. Now we're building medical schools. We announced another medical school at York University. We have one being built in Brampton, one being built in Scarborough. So we're really focusing on creating more positions for medical school students, grads and undergrads.
Premier, there's no doubt that Ontario needs more housing.
Yes.
Recently, your government gave financial support to Toronto's Mayor, Olivia Chow, for the city's ability to address this pressing issue. How does today's budget become, if it does, an extra tool to solve the shortage of housing while Ontario's population outgrows the building on your hold?
Yeah, so then thank you for that. We're giving the municipalities targets to hit. And if they hit them, they're going to get a large check. We put $1.2 billion aside that they can use on areas of infrastructure, for example, to be able to build more homes. So the municipalities are doing very well right now. We just announced today we're going to have over $2 billion of infrastructure money that we can go to areas that can't build homes because they don't have the water pipes, they don't have the sewer, they don't have the water filtration system that they need. So that money can be used to build more homes as we get into the rural areas.
I'll come to the other issue concerned to many, the carbon tax. On March 25th, 2021, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled that the Constitution allows for the federal government to introduce pollution pricing on behalf of provinces who do not have their own regime. How effective is now your opposition to the federal carbon tax, which you maintain it increases the price of gas in Ontario? And how are you progressing with your association on this issue with other premiers?
Yeah, well, we're all in agreement, all the premiers. The carbon tax is the worst tax someone could ever put on the backs of people. Everything goes up. On April the 1st, they're actually going to raise the carbon tax on gas by 23%. The number one issue is affordability, fuel, food, and housing. And I just can't believe they would increase that cost on the backs of people. So every time you fill up your tank, 17.5 cents per liter is going to carbon tax. We've reduced it 10.7 cents. So we've taken our share off, and the federal government's just adding to it. So when it comes to fuel, everything gets transported. Food, goods, either on a truck, on a plane, on a train, but it's just jacked up all the prices, and it causes more inflation. As the Bank of Canada said, the carbon tax is causing inflation to go up. And the federal government, they're taking more money in than they're giving out. It's just a tax grab by the federal government, and it hurts people every single day. Just like the Bank of Canada, they have to lower the interest rates. It's going to hurt people. It's hurting people now, but when people renew their mortgage in a year or two, they're going to be paying thousands of dollars more every month if they don't lower the interest rates. It's critical that they lower the interest rates.
Premier, only about 2 weeks ago, the statistics by the police showed that crime has risen, especially in the metropolitan GTA area. And the new statistic about the car thefts, about 33 a day, it's terrible. What is your government doing to protect people from crime?
Well, first of all, we're pouring tens of millions of dollars into the police for guns and gangs. In the budget, we're going to give them 4 new helicopters throughout the whole region to be able to track the people once they steal a car. But the biggest problem is they have to shut down the port in Montreal. What's happening? They're putting cars in there. They're putting them on containers, and the CBSA officers, because they don't have enough resources from the federal government, they aren't checking any of it, next to none. They're checking a lot of stuff coming in, but they aren't checking going out. That's one problem. The second problem is these criminals, these judges and JPs, Justice of the Peace, are letting them out on bail. Not once, not twice, not 4 or 5 times. They keep committing crimes. One guy went to court, and they gave him bail. He went out in the parking lot and sold a car from the courthouse. And then they mock our police when they get in the back of the car if they catch them and arrest them, and they tell them, I'll be out by the time you start your shift again. What they're doing, they're going to the next level. They're kicking doors in. They're putting guns to people's heads. It's unacceptable. They need mandatory sentences, and that's the federal government controls the criminal code. If you steal a car, you're going to jail 5 to 10 years. That's it. You'll see how quickly people stop stealing cars.
Yes. As I look at the time, you're approaching the time for your next event.
Yes.
So I'll come to my last question.
Yes.
You've been, if I count your political activity with your late father,
Yes.
Douglas, that's Doug Bruce Ford,
And my brother
and
Rob.
Doc Holliday's, Rob's. Overall, I think you've been in active politics for about 24 years.
Yeah, our family's been involved for over 30 years now.
And your father
Someone
was
has been
an
elected.
MVP from, I believe, 1995 to
That's right.
99.
Yeah.
So you've been in politics for a long time, in active politics.
Yes.
Okay, and so my last question to you is, are you satisfied that you have achieved most of the goals you had set for this province, or there's a lot more that needs to be done?
Oh, there's lots more that needs to be done. We need to continue creating economic opportunities like we have for people in Ontario. We're going to continue being the leader in North America in economic development and job creation. we have to continue making sure that we have a strong healthcare system, because without healthy people, you don't have a strong economy. But we are doing extremely well. When I say we, not the government, the people of Ontario, the ingenuity, the hard work. I'll put our workers against anyone in the world. And we have a great college and university system that graduates over 70,000 STEM graduates every single year. It's the quality of the people here in Ontario that attract world-class companies like the Volkswagens of the world, the Stellantises, that are investing in our great province.
Almost a year ago to the date, you spoke to the Hellenic Heritage Month,
Yes.
hosted by
First
our
in
own,
the country. I'm so
by our
proud.
own FT and FT, our own MPP. And I heard you then.
Yes,
Actually, you're prompted by the Consul General of Greece,
yes,
asking you if you have any plans to go to Greece. He actually invited you.
yes.
And you mentioned that your daughter went there for her honeymoon.
I can't wait to go to Greece. When we met
Are you seriously considering that invitation?
Absolutely, I'd love to go there. So I have 4 girls, and 3 of them just got married. One's going to get married this year. And I said, you can go anywhere in the world, and they picked Greece, and they loved it there. Absolutely loved it. So I can't wait to go over and bring a lot of my Greek friends over. I have a lot of them. They're
Well,
big
you've been
supporters.
to the Greek community for a long
Yes,
time. You
long time.
participated in our parades and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Any last message for the Greek community?
I love the Greek community. They're hardworking people. I love your culture and your job creators. So just keep going. I absolutely love you. And I want to thank you for your support. You've supported myself. You've supported my brother Rob. He'd go down on the Taste of Danforth, and I can't even explain. He'd be like a rock star going down the street.
I remember.
Oh yeah, and people were just sworn. And so we're very grateful and thankful for all your support.
Premier, an honor.
Thank you, Bill.
And thank you very much.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you.